All right, everybody, welcome back to the Move Podcast, brought to you each and every day this year by Ventum Bikes. Probably seen some pictures and images and stuff from our social here the last few days, rocking the NS1. Love that thing. It's a total rocket ship. We've spent a bunch of time with Dia, the founder there. A lot of new cool products coming out as well. Also, my gravel bike, the GS1. Love that as well. A couple special features this year. We're doing the Ventum Rider of the Day. If you tag at Ventum Racing and at WeDo.team on Instagram, tell us why you love your ride. Like you're out on a ride, take a cool picture, and what it means to you. We'll try to highlight as many of you as we can. Special offer, 10% off your purchase if you head on over to ventumracing.com/themove. Use the checkout code WeDo for 10% off. If you don't get the bike within 3 weeks, it's another 10% off. Damn, I wonder if people are like, hey, take your time.
Right.
It's just, as pricey as bikes are, like, just, no, you're good. 6 weeks is cool. Take another 10%. D is like, shut up, Lance. Anyways, talking about stage 18. Alain, what did we do? Where'd we go?
Stage 18, from Lourdes to Otakam. From Lourdes to Otakam.
Otakam. Incredible. I mean, incredible performance by Jonas Vingegaard, but just like a crazy day. Like we saw so much drama. And he proved yet again that he deserves to win the Tour de France. I do, Today was Pogacar's arguably his last day, and he just didn't have it. Now, we'll get all into that and what led up to it. But before we do, today's show also brought to you by Wahoo. As you know, we love technology here at The Move. Wahoo has a true ecosystem of products that all work seamlessly together. They got the Kicker Smart Trainer, which so many of us ride, especially in the off-season and when it's snowing outside, just pedaling the Kicker Smart Trainer. They got the Rival Sports Watch, rocking that today, the Bolt GPS bike computer, and, as I've been on for probably 10 years now, the Speedplay pedals, all part of this suite of products. Exclusive offer for our listeners, 20% off up until July 24th. So until July 24th, 20% off. Head on over to wahoofitness.com. Use the code THEMOVE for 20% off. Also today brought to you by Huckberry. You see me?
I see you rocking the shirt.
Am I looking?
Looking good. I like that. Huh? I tried to borrow it from you, but you're like, no.
Well, this is actually one of the shirts that I
think I would look better in that shirt, actually.
I think most people agree with that. But this is one of the products we highlighted in our special package that we helped curate for Huckberry. They do a ton of cool curation. They also do a ton of really cool content. I think folks should sign up for their newsletter. It's some of the coolest stuff that I read every day. Head on over to huckberry.com/Lance. That's if you want to look at the curated box. If you just want to sign up for the newsletter, head on over to just huckberry.com. Really, really cool. Cool crew down there in our hometown of Austin, Texas. Okay, so, wow.
What a stage.
It's crazy.
I'm going to go out on the limb and say this was the best stage of the Tour de France thus far.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Wout van Aert attacks from kilometer zero in the green jersey. I mean, this guy is a freaking beast. He's a monster. He's still sprinting for the green jersey points, even though he's leading by like 400 points, and he's getting third place on the Queen stage of the Tour de France, right, after being away all day.
Yeah, I mean, in 49.6 kilometers an hour in the first hour, for those who work in miles like I do, that's over 30 miles an hour, well into the third week of the tour.
And it's knowing like that this the whole tour.
Yeah, the whole tour. And knowing you have 3 massive climbs at the end of the day, this is, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is a sport I don't know anymore. And I mean that in the best way. Like, I don't understand a lot of the tactics. I don't understand, and we have these discussions offline with Johan especially, is like you just throw your hands up. A specimen like Wout van Aert, I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, some of these tactics, individual tactics, team tactics, you're like, I don't know, man.
When you guys keep talking about the overall high speed, it's been here for 3 weeks. Back in the day, was there more of a truce periodically? Like, hey, so like the patron of the peloton's like, hey, we're going easy for a while. We'll race at 5K.
Depends on the stage. I mean, today was a shorter, relatively shorter mountain stage. So the aggression would have been high even back in our day, but you're not going to see the green jersey attacking at kilometer zero and making it all the way to the finish. I mean, this is a completely different game right now. I was watching, and like we mentioned a couple of days ago, all the different battles that are going on right now for the KOM jersey, for the team classification. You see that happening in the first hour, and that's why we're seeing these speeds at almost 50 kilometers an hour in a mountain day, uphill start. Just insanely aggressive racing going on.
Can we talk about the polka dot jersey now, or do you want to save that for later?
Well, I know you have the opinions on the polka dot.
Because if you may want to go get your bulletproof vest on before I start talking about this.
Save it for now.
Okay, I feel like we should save it.
Save it.
Let's keep talking about
the stage.
Wout van Aert before we move on to the winner in that battle.
Yep.
Because you said something this morning that our listeners have been asking like crazy all 3 weeks. In the emails, you guys are like, is Wout van Aert a GC guy? Is he the tour guy? Is he going to win the tour someday? I've had that question numerous times.
I mean, I think so, but and I asked Johan. I don't know how much he weighs. So when I was very, very heavy for a tour winner, I was 74 kilos at the start, 72.5 at the end. I think these guys in this group actually hardly lose weight because they come in so extremely lean now. But Johan said he's 76, 77 kilos. Which, we'd have to go back and check. He's very Indurain-esque. Like, obviously, he can time trial better than anybody. He has the power to just go steady on the climbs like Indurain did. I wouldn't, if he devoted a season to it, I'd bet on the guy. He doesn't have the punch. He doesn't have that explosive style of climbing like Pogačar and Vingegaard. And those guys are good time trials. So
they're going to be around for a minute.
And they're going to be around for a minute. It's a toss-up.
Let's not forget Wout van Aert's also an amazing time trialist. There's no doubt in my mind.
That's what I'm saying.
He has the recovery of a Grand Tour rider. No doubt. I mean, if he's attacking from kilometer zero today, 3 weeks in after what he's done this whole race, it's his recovery is absolutely incredible, on par with the guys that are winning and leading Grand Tours right now.
Yeah. I mean, he's never tried it, right? He may be one of those guys. It doesn't look likely, but he could be one of those guys that if he tries to win a Grand Tour, he has that bad day. Who knows? But I wouldn't. Johan completely disagrees with me. He says absolutely not. He could not win a Grand Tour. He's a hell of a lot smarter than I am, but
Johan may have changed his opinion on that from what we saw. Okay,
you know what? Back in the day too, we'd say he's just focusing on the Belgian classics, on Roubaix, and the cyclocross season. But actually, that doesn't mean anything anymore. I mean, look at Pogačar was second or third in Tour of Flanders. Second. I mean, these young guys. They're not doing the 1 or 2 peaks a year now. They're good all year long, and they've got their training figured out where they're going from race to altitude camp. They're doing things that we never even thought possible back in our day.
Check out this stat. So he is in the green jersey competition. He has 451 points.
And still sprinting for the sprints.
This is
still sprinting.
Can I finish what I was
finish
going to say?
Or were you going to say that?
I was going to say that, but let me just lead into this again. Rewind that. 451 points. Second place is certainly not a sprinter. Tadej Pogačar, 219 points. This is over. He is still. Oh, you just said this. He's still sprinting.
Yeah.
For green jersey points. Like, is there like a world record for green jersey points? Because maybe he's going for that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It really is crazy.
Damn.
That's
all I was going to say. You beat me to it.
But gets to the bottom of Hautacam today, is up there with some of the best climbers in the world, Martinez and Pinot, riding with them toe to toe, attacks them, rides away from Pinot, not Martinez, and then waits for Vingegaard and does 2 or 3 kilometers
tempo, and
then he's not done. He pulls off. You think he's going to
just stop almost. Yeah,
he still gets third place on the stage. I mean, this is mind-boggling.
Got right back on Pogačar's wheel, just as a mind game.
Yeah.
So
we saw Pogačar.
Whoa!
Wow! 3 weeks in, G is losing it, y'all.
And his third tour.
Let me make my point. I'm not even going to say. I'm going to say Pogi.
Guess what? Nobody's going to say anything. We're just listening, as is the hundreds of thousands of people. Please proceed.
We saw Pogi go on that second and last climb, which has never been raced up in the Tour de France. It's road the size of a bike path. Crazy aggressive the whole way up, essentially doing sprints. It reminded me of when Contador, not your favorite person, 2007 was. He was picking the kilometer sprint, the kilometer signs up the Périsord, and he would pick them out and sprint as hard as he could to each one to try to drop Rasmussen. I mean, think about that. Like, imagine going up a climb at threshold and then doing sprints all the way up. This reminded me of that performance today. Pogačar was sprinting all the way up. What I did notice is I never saw him drink anything, and I never saw him eat anything.
You kind of called that one.
And then he's going down the hill and he crashes. I mean, obviously, physically, these guys are at the limit. They're in the red zone the whole time. But what happens mentally? That's when you start making these mistakes. You put it all on the line. You're risking it. This guy's one of the best bike handlers in the world of cycling, and he still crashes.
Yeah. No, that made it exciting, obviously, and we can show some of these. This is a nail-biting couple moments. So this is actually after. So, he just takes his eyes off where he's going, looks over at Vingegaard, some gravel there, straight down. But just before this, here you have an even. This is even hard to. I hate watch. To have a tour dictated by this is a shame. Of course, Vingegaard waits for him. But just before this, Vingegaard has a moment where he about hits the deck.
Here you go.
This one.
This is an amazing
back
save.
wheel
What a
came
save.
out.
Oh, no, he clips a pedal. You clip a pedal, you lose. Watch the pedal. Watch that left pedal. Here he goes. Damn. Oh, my God.
That just pole vaults you.
He keeps it up, and I can hardly watch it.
So for him to save that and then go on to catch back up to Pogačar,
incredible.
At a heart rate of probably 200 beats because they just started the downhill. He clearly wasn't recovered from the uphill. Just insane how he was able to pull out of that.
I just got a note from one of our listeners. Oh, wait, that's Johan. Okay, never mind. But I did get a note from Johan. So he says, Wout van Aert is trying to have the record for the biggest gap from first to second place in the green jersey competition. Like, who gives a shit? I think it's amazing the guy's that hungry. But
when you're Wout van Aert, you start to look for different goals in life.
I'm so bored. I'm going to see if I could go on a breakaway with one leg. Like, you're just going to make stuff up. Like, that is a chapter out of Who Cares. That's amazing.
They're rewriting the playbook. I mean, Johan would be pissed off if I was sprinting for a points jersey or doing something like that where you don't have to do it. I mean, your goal is to win the yellow jersey, but he's the guy. He just gets carte blanche to do whatever he wants, and he's still an amazing teammate for Jonas.
So Vingegaard's time up Haute today was 36:31, if my eyes are working properly. Bjarne Riis has the record. Another Dane, 34:41.
But they don't always go up the same way. Correct?
Yeah, this they did.
This they did? Because you were looking at it and go, did we go up that way?
Well, I was wondering, but if they finish a little higher today, which is, I don't ever remember what happened, and nor it's not that important, but even if they will stop the time where the traditional, there's always a set start line and a set finish line. It might even be the Strava segment. Who knows? Right. But so Riis goes 34:41. Yours truly 36:19 in 2000. And I'd have been in the race today.
Hey, let's talk about a moment of sportsmanship with the two leaders, because I would love to know your thoughts when there you see Vingegaard waited up for him. My sense of that was when Pogačar reached out, it's like, look, we both almost just died.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done. And they mentioned it earlier a few days ago. McNulty actually mentioned it, where they thought that they weren't going to be able to straight up drop Vingegaard, so they might have to do attacks on the downhill. And this is what he did. I mean, the risk that they put on the line today was just really scary to watch. You don't want to see these guys go down like that.
Well,
that's
and
no
then
fun.
you put the potential for a career-ending injury.
Exactly right.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
Happens. Today's show also brought to you by Athletic Greens. Take control of your health. It's what I've done. It's the way I've tried to optimize my health and certainly my diet, as I lack in certain other parts of it, as I talk about all the time. These guys and gals have changed the game. Over 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. Start your day off just right, all for less than $3 a day. Pretty amazing. Let's make it easy. Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D, and Dr. Hincapie says that's a good idea, plus 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you got to do is head on over to athleticgreens.com/themove. Last one of the day, momentous. We spent the day with Jeff Byers yesterday. He and I went out for a ride. He got a flat tire. It's just he and I. You see how this is shaping up.
Yeah, we abandoned you
I'm like, flat. What do we do with the flat tire? It was terrible, but
you know what I did with the flat tire?
What?
I called Liz to pick me up.
Yeah, 1-800-LIZ-KRUTZ. But as you all know, we've spent all of our lives and careers really trying to optimize performance. Momentous as a brand, whether it's across the spectrum, PR lotion, the collagen, the protein powders. They have revolutionized the game. Don't take it from us. Over 175 pro and college teams trust their product. It is NSF certified, which is super important. And they've won 9 government innovation contracts, which Jeff went into yesterday in our interview. And Geraint Thomas, who struggled a little today, but I think he still finishes on the podium, active and avid user of the PR lotion. Straight up, it works. Now's the time for you to start using the world's best supplements and get the best products. Head on over to livemomentous.com/themove. Use the code WEDO25. That's WEDO25 for 25% off at livemomentous.com/themove.
I think we can dive in a little bit more about that descent, because back in our day, because I think the viewers need to understand that these guys aren't scared. I mean, they're so focused on the task at hand that they have trust in their equipment and they have trust in their tires. They've done these sort of speeds and these sort of descents their whole lives. So they're not scared. But as a viewer and as an ex-rider, I'm watching that. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I mean, you're seeing them almost go into walls, Polka Dot crashing. I mean, it's just some really scary stuff. But my bet is in their minds, they're not scared one bit until they get home and they're thinking about it in the hotel room that night going, Jesus, that was kind of
sitting at
scary.
home, you watch it and we've done hundreds of these, but watching on TV, you get a little scared. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't watch. But I got a question because I genuinely don't know the answer. G.
Oh, for me?
Yeah. Is the entire peloton used? Are we off of sew-ups, or is everybody, or are we all on tubeless clinchers, so to speak, or are people still using old school sew-ups?
I don't know the answer to that. I think some people are using tubeless. But
Johan,
I don't-
hopefully, if Johan's still listening, I'm genuinely curious about this because if you go back and watch the almost crash of Vingegaard when he clips the pedal and he loses the back wheel comes off the ground. All of a sudden, the back wheel gets back on the pavement, and when it hits with such force. It leads me to believe that they're running tubeless tires here because typically, watch this. When that tire finally catches back on the pavement, if the sew-up isn't
Here it is
perfect,
slower.
if it isn't perfectly glued on, then you roll a tire. Back in our day, we would roll a tire. Remember in the 2010 Tour de France, which I never should have been at, dumbest fucking idea ever.
you busted your ass.
Around a roundabout, I clipped a pedal just like this, and as soon as the tire made contact with the pavement,
Tires
just
off
slid
the rim.
off. And then you're on the rim, and then you're sliding across the pavement.
Well, clipping the pedal is not exactly what happened there. I think he kind of slid out.
I think you're wrong.
Can we go back? 'Cause
I
I'm
think he
interested
pole
in that.
vaulted clipping the pedal, which is a horrible feeling.
Nope. Ooh, maybe, yeah, you're right. He did pedal and clip down.
Snap!
You're
Both
right.
lands.
I missed that one. I missed that one, y'all.
Johan says a lot of teams are still on tubulars. I'm curious what Jumbo-Visma's riding and if that is a tubular, aka a sew-up, aka glued on tire, hell of a job by the mechanics because it's hard to keep it on the rim if you hit it. Just, I don't know.
While we're still
Thank you, Johan.
on the subject of crashes and near crashes, something that I didn't see this morning you guys wanted to note was the Jack Bauer crash. What was the incident there?
Oh, man.
And I don't know if we have the footage. This just shows you how complicated this orchestra is, right? So you have the orchestra, you have the band as we know, the peloton, right? Every one of them, all 100 whatever we have left. Then you have the lead cars, the officials, the medical cars, the team cars. Then you have the press vehicles. You have the moto or the press motos. You have the motos that carry bottles. You just have a lot of stuff going on.
And they're moving in and out of the peloton the whole time.
And as we talked about many times in the classics, these small towns and a lot of cities in Europe have implemented these traffic control mechanisms, whether it's road furniture or narrow sections where people just can't. So he comes into a little village and they have narrowed the road with curbs, and he's got a team car right in front of him, and he easily has space on the left. He could have made it through there. Then all of a sudden a press moto shows up and just blocks it. He goes right into the back of the car. I feel pretty certain whoever's driving the press moto and the journalists will not be on the tour for the rest of the race. But that could have been, we saw many years, decades ago, the crash with Davis Finney into the back of a team car. That could have been bad.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You as a rider, the first hour we said it was 49 kilometers an hour. There's so much chaos going on. The least thing you're expecting is a motorbike to pinch you in between the curb and the car. I mean, that was a real sad thing to see.
All right. Are you prepared to talk polka dot?
It's almost like you guys are just stalling intentionally. You don't want me to. So look, I got good news and I got bad news. All right. The good news is, and we can all acknowledge that Jonas Vingegaard is the best climber in the race. Yep. Can we not?
Agreed.
Okay. He is in the polka dot jersey. All right. That's the good news. Right. Now, and I'm going to tell you all the bad news, and then I'm going to tell you there's a solution for this. All right. LA's coming with a solution. All right. So let's go to the polka dot standings. So Vingegaard has 72 points. The guy who has been in the polka dot jersey, who cannot climb, if some bitch gets dropped on an overpass, okay, he is in second with 64 points. He's right there. Okay, we're out of the mountains, all this other stuff. All right, I'm going to tell you.
You're talking about Geschke?
Yeah, that one with the beer.
You know he won a mountain stage in the Tour de France, and he's been in some of the hardest breakaways in the whole race.
Like I said, he's a decent climber. But here, let me just say this. All right, watch it. So he's down by 8 points in the polka dot jersey competition, despite whatever he's done in the past. All right, so let's go to tomorrow's stage. There are 2 Cat 4 climbs, and they're worth points. So it's just going to be these. You watch. He's going to either be in the break or he's going to try to chip away. There's no.
How many points for the Cat 4s?
I don't.
Johan.
Don't ask too many complicated questions. There are no KOM points in the time trial. Thank God. Then you go to the final day, right? The ride into Paris, which is a celebration. There is a category 4 climb with 80K to go. You know what that means. Look at me. Stop texting or whatever you're doing. Okay. You know what that means. If you're the team, the leading, and all of a sudden there is this polka dot jersey competition that nobody gives a shit about.
1 point. He's not sprinting for it. It's over. See in the douches.
Really?
So even if he wins them, he can get 3 points.
Thank God.
Wins all of them.
He can't win it.
You can't win it.
All right, well, then we can just delete everything I just said. This is amazing. But imagine if it was like 4 points and it would have just been this silly side race that would have made everybody.
We've had that before. I don't know if you remember.
And it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
And you have it also. You had it with the green jersey going
with the green jersey.
Day.
Correct.
But the important thing is you finally got what you've been wanting.
Yes.
The best climber in polka dot.
He is the best climber in the Tour de France. Therefore, he should have that jersey, and he does. And what I'm hearing from my faithful lieutenant is that the race is over. There will be no party poopers, which I love. I don't love party poopers. It's good. Okay, I'm good. I'm done. My rant is over. Take off your bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
We still have to show you a little bit from the post-race interviews.
Good.
We'll start with Jonas Vingegaard.
Incredible. You see Wout van Aert dropping Tadej Pogacar in the end. Sepp Kuss was incredible. Everyone was incredible.
Yeah, no doubt. Sepp Kuss, we haven't touched on him much today. He's such a badass, such a boss.
I mean, guys, think about this. They have Sepp Kuss and Wout van Aert there. Imagine if Primoz and Kruijswijk were still in the race. Right. They'd have them there as well. This team is dominating right now.
Yeah. And no argument out of me on that.
No.
And then we have a little bit from Pogacar as well.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, I was quick back on the bike. So yeah, a few bruises hit on my ass. I lose a bit of motivation on the final climb. But I didn't give up. I pushed my limits today, I think, and I'm proud of today. And today the best man won.
I mean, I got to tell you, I am super impressed with him. I'm and just having been in both positions, right, as the position of knowing you're going to win and the position of knowing that you're not going to win. I never could have conducted myself that way. He's easy to cheer for. I give him that.
Absolutely, and it's setting up for an incredible 2023 Tour de France. I mean, think about it.
Yeah,
these two guys going head to head, and who knows who else might be up there next year.
Good. You're just sort of jumping ahead, but yeah. No, but you're right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Lance and I came up with an idea for George.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Since you Manscaped sort of their period ran, and you think you're off the hook, but we haven't. You've been such a wimp about
this.
Manscaped.
Is clever. Hang tight.
And I talked to Mel last night. Mel, George's, just so y'all know, George's wife is in town. Made us an amazing dinner last night. She pulled me aside and she said, "I would love it if you could get George to Manscaped." And I said, "We tried to get him to Manscaped on the show. He wouldn't do it."
All right,
but JB is actually your idea.
We were thinking since it would be a little too much for our audience to actually video you manscaping.
I've seen the man in the shower. Trust me, it's a little too much.
Have you ever been to a club where they
Wow.
have the shadow dancers where it's a silhouette behind a screen?
Yeah.
I don't go out, so no, I haven't been to a club.
We were
Yeah,
down. If we light it just
The answer
right.
is no, even before that.
Shadowscaping.
Shadowscape.
If we light it just right. No, you won't even just.
Look, there's a lot of things I do for Team We Do and the show, but this is too far. You know,
Hey, Bolch is a master of lighting. We could get the screen. It'll be a shadow.
not happening.
What a wimp. Should we look at tomorrow's stage? And thank God this KOM thing's over. Almost back into the Massif Central. Oh, I can't wait to hear Alain pronounce all of this tomorrow. And long, 190K. Ouch. Not sure what that heat wave is doing over there. I seem to recall reading that it's calmed down a little bit.
And
Uneventful day. This will be cool to see if some of these sprinters that dug as deep as they could to make the time cut can
Yeah,
win a stage.
no one was cut today.
Circle back. That'd be a really cool story. But
Yeah,
classic. This is a field sprint, I think.
I would agree, but you have these little schnocks at the end, the Category 4 climbs, which these guys are running on fumes right now. I would anticipate a big breakaway trying to go, but the sprinter teams have a clear objective tomorrow. Do not let a big breakaway go.
Right.
Nothing more than like 4 or 5 guys. They're going to have to control that from the start if they want to have any chance for it to be all together at the end.
And same story. We have. There's still a lot of these teams that are going to leave with squaduch. If it stays like this.
Only 4 teams left that have a full squad left. This is how hard this race has been. 4 teams are full squad.
I mean, but and of course we failed to mention, but Chris Froome out of the race with COVID.
And 2 other riders, so three more riders today with COVID.
Damn.
I feel like I'm getting set up here for something.
No, not at all. Not at
All
all.
right, yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
We thought we'd take it easy on you today. You know,
We've got a couple of emails for you guys.
Okay.
And we'll have more Uvalde Bikes for Kids updates tomorrow. They're going to start putting the bikes together. We'll get some shots of that for you. Thanks again to everybody that donated. Very, very generous. But here we go. With here's a question for you guys. This was from today. With about 41K left in the race, while Geraint Thomas was in the yellow jersey group, he reached out looking for a bottle twice from Jumbo-Visma, but denied both times.
From the team car?
Yeah. Has this ever happened to you guys? And what do you think about them denying him a drink? It seems cruel.
that's kind of harsh.
But maybe they didn't have an extra bottle to give out. That's from Cole in Pittsburgh.
I can, unless they have plenty of bottles. They have literally maybe 100 bottles in that car. They're never going to run out of water. I didn't see that. That's kind of a dick move. Here he is. He's sitting, where do we got there? I mean, at this point, he's 8 minutes behind.
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
not like he's on a chump team. You might need a favor down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I wish I would have caught that. That's surprising.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. Especially for the directors of Jumbo or ex-riders. I mean, they know what that feels like when you need water. They've been through it.
Okay. Hey guys, my wife and I are big fans. We don't miss a show.
Thank you.
I would like for you to explain the staff of a cycling team. In most sports, there's a head coach, several assistant coaches. What does the staff of a pro cycling team look like? Who does what? Who makes decision? Who directs workouts, nutrition, etc.? Jim in Nebraska.
Nowadays, they have an expert for everything: nutritionists, doctors, trainers, head mechanics. There's a specialty for everything that is needed for these guys to perform at their best.
And we just, again, thank you, Johan, reminding us. How do we forget these things? But tomorrow, Mark Cavendish coming on the show. And then on Saturday, thanks to Eurosport and GCN, Sir Bradley Wiggins coming on the move.
The move's just getting better and better, y'all.
I agree. I'm in love with it, man.
G is the MVP for making that happen.
I gotta stay on my toes. Otherwise, I get criticized from the old man over here.
It was years nobody responded to you. I'm glad for your sake that people respond.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to see Cav and Bradley as well. These guys are super cool, great guys.
Yep,
that'll be awesome. Look forward to that.
Which I need to point out too. Bradley Wiggins' son just won the European Championships
on the track, on the points race, right?
So yeah, pretty amazing performance by Ben Wiggins.
Ben Wiggins.
Shout out to Ben Wiggins.
Hey, you know what?
Boomstick for Ben Wiggins.
Boomstick for Ben Wiggins for winning the European Championships on the track and the points race. Ben Wiggins right here. Where's my? That's your boomstick, or the Ben stick, as we say.
Stick.
All right, send in those emails. We only have a few days left for the men's. Then we roll into women's.
Yep.
Oh, we should probably mention too, preview show of the women's coming later the day on Saturday.
Yep, Saturday.
We'll have a preview for you, and then that show rolls out Sunday.
We'll do 2 shows on Sunday.
Do the women's first because they'll be finishing first, and then the men's will be later on the last day.
Can I get? Do we have any update on the My Bottle vote? All right, because I'm just here to play bass and help with the. Oh my! The people have listened.
Oh man!
There is a God. Lance 745, George 741. It's very close.
I called in some special favors to the feed last night. Myself and the head of HR here, Courtney, try to get some bottles coming in, and if they make it, I really feel like it'll be my final push for the yellow jersey.
Yeah.
Okay. So the feed, I need you. All right.
Any purchase,
Overnight.
by the way, any purchase over at thefeed.com gets you a free bottle. You can put whatever you want on there, like I love my mom or whatever. Ooh, maybe I should say like I love mom. That would give me votes.
Or put your name on there. Whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Anything else, JB?
No, that's it.
That's it. I feel like I'm missing. There was a setup here.
That
George and Liz are over here playing footsie and handsy, and I feel like there was something about.
A picture Colton was going to show for you.
Do we have Do we have a picture?
I don't.
This is in reply to you making fun of me of my workout yesterday, the Jane Fonda workout. The G is getting Shred Town, okay? Welcome to Shred Town. We're not in Aspen anymore. We're in Shred Town. See you in the douches.
Oh God.
Look, he's lost for words. So it works. It works.
I am. I'm not going to argue with it.
I'll wrap up the show. How about that?
Yeah,
we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Hey, and there'll be some cameras on you, some video cameras on you today on your ride.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we got some cool drone footage
check
coming.
out people's farm here.
All right. End of the show, George. Looking like that.
I
You
just said,
take it away.
See y'all tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
All right.